Hello guys, it is Shivam here. Welcome to a brand new video where we are going to simply cover a Flutter widgets that will help us to code our first app for the Flutter. So on this video, we are going to simply cover like row, column, tag, list view, grid view, container, text widget, text field, and many more widgets. So do not forget to hit that like and subscribe button, and let's be a part of this awesome Flutter family by hitting that subscribe button. I hope that you have hit that subscribe button. Now let's get started. Yeah, so here I have simply made one dart file which is home.dart, and here we simply import the package. Right now, after this, as you have seen me in any of the courses, like after adding this package, we simply write a stateful widget. Now let me explain you what is stateful widget and what is stateless widget. So there are two things, a stateful widget and a stateless widget. So a stateful widget is something where we can use a set state. So as you can see in the stateful widget, I can simply use a set state over here. So by adding this set state, init state, I can simply add a backend by using a stateful widget. Yeah, so you have seen that I have widely used a stateful widget rather than a stateless widget, and in the stateless widget the data are static, they can't be simply changed. Or if you are adding a backend with your Flutter app, then always use a stateful widget rather than a stateless widget, because if you are getting a data from the firebase or from any of the APIs, the data is not static, because we can simply change a data when we are getting from any of the backend. Yeah, so this was a big difference between a stateful widget and a stateless widget. Yeah, I hope that it is much clear why I prefer to use a stateful widget rather than a stateless widget. Now here in the home.dart file, let's move to our second widget, which is a scaffold. Now you will see that I usually write a scaffold first, then I pass a body, and in the body we keep on writing a different widgets over here. Now the reason for writing a scaffold widget is because, so in the scaffold widget, if you simply move the cursor to the widget, you can see that there are lots of things that you can simply add on this widget. So this is how the VS Code simply make it easy for you to get more about a widgets that you are using. So in the scaffold widget, you can simply use a floating action button. Yeah, so through the floating action button, you can simply add a post, upload a file. So this is one of the main thing, floating action button. And one of the most important thing is a bottom navigation bar. So the bottom navigation bar is the feature that almost present in all the app. So through the scaffold widget, you can simply use a bottom navigation bar also, and you can use a bottom navigation bar and can pass the items and can use this navigation. Yeah, now you can also use a drawer. Basically a drawer, something like this, will simply appear over here. After a drawer in the scaffold widget, you can also pass a app bar. So the app bar is also one of the important feature that you simply see in all the apps. So basically you can see that scaffold widget is something that simply help us to design the app in our way, and without a scaffold widget we can't design main features that we simply needed to make our Flutter app. Yeah, so you get to know use of a scaffold widget. Now after writing a scaffold widget, let's move to the body, and in the body we simply write a complete code that we want to show in our mobile device. Right now in the body, after this we'll simply move to the next widget, which has a children. Now you will think that what which widget has a children. So widgets are also a parents, and they have also a children and a child. So let me explain you which widgets has a children. By children you can simply know that a widgets where you can simply pass more than one widget. because its name has been written in a children, and in the child you can just pass a one widget. So let me tell you what I am talking about. So here come our first widget which has a children, which is a row. Now in the row you can simply pass a children over here. Now as I have told you, the reason for writing a children is because now in this row widget I can use a multiple widget. So that's why think that row is a parent who has more than one children. So that's why we need to write a children. Yeah, now in this row I can simply pass like a icon, and let's pass icons dot star, and let's pass the color, and we'll write colors dot yellow. Yeah, now let me provide some more icons over here, and let me increase the size of an icon up to. So our app has run successfully, and here you can see a 3 stars that I have simply passed in our row widget, and as I told you it is a children. So in the children I can simply pass a multiple widgets. So here I have simply passed a icon widgets. So here now you can see these 3 stars. If not, let me change in a color red so that it will be simply clear for you to see. Yeah, so here you can see a 3 stars. Now I have simply wrap up with a center widget. So a center widget will simply help us to center down the widget in a screen. So if I will remove this center widget from here, then the star will simply move over here. Now if I will simply use a center widget, then I can simply center this over here. Now in the row widget, widgets are placed horizontally. So you can see that these are stars which has been placed horizontally. Yeah, so this is much clear now. So now when you will simply move your cursor to the row widget, you can see that what all functions you can simply use in a row widget. Now let me explain you some of the basic and the main functions that you can simply use in a row widget. So for example, if you want to simply bring this stars in the center of this screen, so you need to simply pass a main axis alignment dot center. Now the main axis will work horizontally, yeah, and the cross axis, it also have a cross axis alignment dot start, and this cross axis alignment will work vertically for this widgets, right? I hope that it is much clear. Yeah, now if you want to simply provide a space between this all the widgets, you need to simply use dot, and you can see you can simply pass space around, space between, space evenly. Let's pass space evenly over here, and you can see that we can give a even space between these 3 widgets. Yeah, you can also pass a space between to give a maximum space between these widgets. So these are all the things you can simply do. Now if you want to move this widgets to the end of the screen, you can use main axis alignment dot end, and this is how you can simply move the widgets that have been stored in a row widget. I hope that it is much clear. Now let's move to our third widget, which is a column widget. Now the column widget is also a parent who has a multiple widgets. Now here I will simply use a column widget. Now you will see that, let me remove this. Now you will see that after passing a column widget, how the stars will be aligned. Yeah, so here you can see that after passing the column widget, the stars has been aligned vertically rather than horizontally. So as you know the difference between a column and a row widget, so column will simply help us to align our widgets vertically, right? Now here I want to simply bring this stars to the center of the screen. Now the main will work something like this in the vertical direction, and cross will work as a horizontal direction, just opposite of row widget. So here I will simply write, sorry, not a cross, I will simply write main axis alignment dot center, and it will simply center this stars or you can say a widgets. Now I will use main axis alignment dot end to move to the end of the screen, and main axis alignment dot space evenly to give a even space. So these are all the things that you can simply do in a column widget, and there are many more things, but the main thing you need to simply remind about a column widget that we widely use is a main axis alignment and a cross axis alignment. Now let's move to our fourth widget, who also has a multiple widget, and that has to be known as a parent with a children, is a stack widget. Now here in the stack widget, let me show you the case. So to explain a stack widget, I need to simply use our fifth widget, which is a container. Now the container is a widget who has only one child. Yeah, so we can only store a one widget over there. So here when I will write a container, I can't use a children because he has only one child. So think that container is a parent who has a one child. So I will use just a child, and in the child I can simply use a one widget, which is a text widget. You can use some other widgets, but you can just use a one widget over in the container. Yeah, now here I have used a text widget. Now in the text widget, this is our seventh widget, which is a text widget, and in the text widget we can simply pass the text that we want to show. So here I will use a text like, I will simply write my name, which is Shivam Gupta. Yeah, now here you can see the text, which is Shivam Gupta, which has been directly shown over here. Now here in the container I will simply pass the height and width. So you can also pass height and width like this, up to 300, and a width up to 300. Now you can't see the container now because there is no color we have passed. Now to pass a color to the container, you need to simply use a decoration, a box decoration color, and we'll simply pass colors dot. Let's pass red over here, and now you can simply see the container, and this is a container size that we have simply passed over here. Now if you want, you can decrease the height and width, and the container size will automatically decrease with the height and width you pass over here. Yeah, so this is the property where you can pass a height and width to the container. Now in the box decoration, you can provide a lots of things. Like if you want to provide a border radius to this container, you can simply use a border radius dot circular, and will simply pass 20. And this is how you can simply pass a border radius to your container. Yeah, now if you want to provide a border, you can use a border dot all, and the color, which will be colors dot white, and we have simply passed the color to this border. And now you can see the border. Let me change the color to black so that we can see. Yeah, now you can see some border, but if you want to increase the thickness of an border, you can simply use a width, which is 2.0, or let's keep it up to 5.0. Now you can simply see the border that we have provided to this container. Yeah, so there are many things you can use in a border decoration, like a box decoration. Sorry, you can also pass an image, and for example, if you want to simply give a shape to this container in a circle or rectangle, you can use a shape. You can use a shape box shape dot circle. But if you are passing a shape box shape dot circle, please make sure that you won't pass a border radius, because it will automatically change in a circle. So remove a border radius from here, and it will simply change your container to a circle, and same with a rectangle. Yeah, so these are the two things that you can pass to give a shape to your container. Yeah, now this was some basic things that we widely use in a container. Now when you will see in the container, there are many more things, but we have covered a basic thing that we simply need. Yeah, now let's move to the text widget. Now if I want to simply center the text widget over here, you already know that you can use a center widget, something like this. And here if you want to see the change the color of this text widget, you can use a style, a text style, and in the text style you can pass a color, and we'll pass colors.white. Now you can pass a font weight also. We'll pass a font weight. So font weight will simply help you to provide a different variation to your text that you have passed. Yeah, you can use font weight dot bold, font weight dot w500. So these are some of the variation, or you can say a thickness of an text widget that you can simply manage. Yeah, right. Now if you want to see increase a font size, you can use a font size. It is 30.0. let's pass 30.0, or you can use 20.0. now you can simply see the text clearly, and there are lot many properties that you can use in a text style, like font size, font weight I've already told, letter spacing, word spacing. Yeah, so these are all many things that you can simply pass. Now in the decoration, I will write decoration, a text decoration. And if you think that I need to simply provide a underline to this text widget, you can use dot underline, and it will simply provide the underline to this text widget. And if you want to change the color of this underline, you can use a decoration style, and you can pass like a text style, sorry, you can use a text decoration style dot, like if you want to show the line in the dashed or dotted form, you can also do that. You can use like this. I think so it is clear or not. So you can also pass the text underline in a dotted form, or many more thing. You can pass a decoration colors dot white, and you can simply change the color of this underline you have passed. Yeah, so these are all many things that you can simply do in a text widget. Like you can also pass overline, it will simply move the line above this text widget. And you can also write like this also, underline, line through, something like this. You can provide a line through to the text you have passed over here. Yeah, so this was all the basic things that we need to simply learn in a text widget. Now let's move, as I was teaching about a stack widget. So while covering a stack widget, we have simply covered a container and a text widget, right? Now let's move, and here in the stack widget, I'm going to simply create one more container over here. Yeah, now here I will simply change the color of an second container to black. Now you will see that color of an container we have passed above this container has been overlapped with this container. Now let me show how you can simply see the widget that is behind this container. So let me change the color to black, something like 12, and black 45. Yeah, so now you can see that while passing the color with a low frequency, you can simply see the color of the behind the container. Yeah, so if now I will simply decrease the height of a container up to 100, now you can simply see that there is a container overlap with another container. So this container has been overlapped with this container. So this is a stack widget all about. So like when you want to simply overlap one widget over the another, you can simply use a stack widget. Now a word itself says a stack. So in the stack, you simply keep on putting one thing over the another. So this is how this widget works. I hope that now stack widget is also much clear. Move to our seventh widget, which is an image. Now for an example, if you want to simply show the image in your Flutter app, you will use image widget, right? Now here I have written a column widget, and now inside this column widget I will use image. Now here you will see that after writing image, it simply show me the option like image.asset.file.network. Now in the .network, you can simply use an image that is in the form of HTTP link. Yeah, so when you are simply getting a data from a firebase storage which is simply in the form of the link, you can use image.network. Now if you are simply picking a file from your phone gallery, you can use image.file. now if you have simply saved a image in your asset folder or any of the folder you have named, you can use image.asset. so these are the three different functions that you can simply use in image widget to show your widget in your Flutter app. Now I have simply used one image, like I have saved one image in my images folder, so I will use image.asset to show that image. And now I'm going to simply write images folder name where I have saved the image and an image file name. Now make sure that when you are writing the image file name, it should be exact that have been shown or written over here. Yeah, so I will simply write boy.jpg. Yeah, now if you think that by just writing this case I can simply get an image from my asset folder, then you are wrong, because it will simply throw the error something like this. Now to get the image, let's move to the prospect YAML, and we need to simply call the folder name that where we have saved all the image, which is our images folder. Now simply run this file. Now I can simply use this image over here. So this is how we can simply use an image by saving in any of the folder, yeah, by using image.asset. Now once the image have been shown, you want to simply increase the height and width of an image. You can simply do that by passing the height, and we'll simply pass the height 40, width 40. Yeah, and you will think that where the image gone. Don't worry, if you are passing the height and width, tell the image like how much size it should take. Like we need to simply fit that image, so I need to pass fit, and we'll write fit box fit dot cover. So we'll simply tell the image to cover the height and width that we have provided over here. So here you can see the image, though it's behind the phone screen. Now here comes a main thing, like you can use a padding widget. So here comes our eat widget, which is a padding widget, and in the padding I can simply pass a padding dot only from the top, and will simply pass 50.0. so now you can see the image, and the padding simply provide a padding from above this image, which is up to 50, right? Now let's increase the height and width of an image so that I can see it clearly. Yeah, now you can see the image, and there are lot many things like fit box fit dot, fit height, fit width. You can use dot contain. So dot contain will simply set up the image by not reducing the image quality. So dot contain is also good, you can also use that. So cover a fill is something that simply fill the height and width. Fill will not care about image quality or anything, he just need to simply fill the height and width. So here you can see that the image simply look like it is completely stretched, so this simply lose the quality of your app. So the main thing I simply use while using image.asset is boxfit.cover. so this is the main thing, it simply cover the height and width and also maintain the quality of your image. Now here if you want to provide the border radius to this image, you will think that let's wrap up with a container widget. So you will think that yeah, let's wrap the image widget with a container widget, and we'll use a decoration, a box decoration, and we'll simply pass a border radius, and we'll write border radius dot circular 20, and through this I can simply provide a border to this image. Then you are wrong, nothing will work over here, because the container can't provide a border radius to the image. That's why I usually tell that wrap your image widget with a clip react widget. A clip react widget can simply help us to provide a border radius to our image. So we'll pass border radius dot circular 20. 1, 2, 3, go. So this is how we can simply provide a border radius to our image by using a clip react widget. Yeah, move to our ninth widget, which is a text field. So here I will simply write a text field. Now the text field is one of the most important widgets that I see that we widely use in our all the apps. So here I will simply use main axis alignment dot center so that I can simply center this text field over here. Now I simply wrap up the text field with a container so that I can provide my color and all to the text field, and we can simply design the text field in our way. So we'll simply pass a decoration, a box decoration. Now the color will simply pass colors dot red over here. So here you can see the container and a text field. Now so this is the color I have used so that I can show you how the text field is working. So after passing a text field, you can see that there is a line. Now if you want to simply remove this line over here, you need to simply pass a decoration, input decoration, and you will tell that I don't need this any type of border or nothing. So I will write border input border dot none, and it will simply remove this line from here. Now in this text field, I can simply enter any of text like this. So this is how the text fields can simply help us to enter anything over there. Now if you want to simply provide some icon over here or here, you can use a suffix and prefix icon. So like you can use over here a suffix icon, and we'll pass icons dot phone. Sorry, yeah, we'll write icons dot phone. Yeah, so this is how you can provide an icon over here. And if you use a prefix icon, you can provide a icon in a starting position. We'll write mail out. Yeah, so this is how you can simply provide an icon over here or over here, which better suits you. So this other thing. Now in the text field there are many more things, like if you want, like you are writing a password, so you have created one text field where you tell the user to enter a password. Now if the user will enter a password like this, then it won't look like password. Like I need to simply show in the dotted form because it will look like a password. Now to show in the dotted form, I need to simply pass an of secure outside this input decoration of secure text to true, and it simply says that it will secure your text, and by passing this I can simply show the text in a dotted form. Now it's look like a password. Yeah, so this is a thing. Now if you want that the user to simply write a detail over here like up to 4 to 5 lines, you can simply increase the size of a text field by using a max line over here, and will pass 5, and it will simply increase the size of this text field. And now you can simply enter a more than one line in this text field. Yeah, so these are the some unique property that you can use in a text field, and there are many more things like a read only is also a main thing. So for an example, if I will pass read only to true, yeah, now I can't do any changes over here in the text field. So I can simply read and copy this text, but I can't do any changes in the text field. So this is how the text field works, and it has many more things, like you can provide a cursor with, as you can see that there is a cursor simply shows, sorry, why it has taken a screenshot. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, now you can see that there is a cursor over here. Now you can simply change a cursor width also. So if you want, you can pass a cursor color, like colors dot red. If you want to change the cursor color, you can provide a red. Colors dot white, it's up to your choice, like how the cursor color you want it. You can also use a cursor width, let's pass 2.0, or 8.0. Yeah, so here you can see that I have simply increased a cursor width. Yeah, so these are some important properties that you can simply use them in your app. Yeah, here you can see that I have written a container. Now I'm going to teach you about the widgets that simply make your app highly responsive. Now the here I have used a word responsiveness. Now the responsiveness is one of the most important thing when you are making a Flutter app, because when you will test the app in a multiple devices, you want that the app to be same in all the devices that the user use. Now this is called a responsiveness. So to make a responsive app, we need to use a responsive widgets. So first responsive widget is a expanded widget. Now here you can see the container, but you think that the container should use a complete height of the screen. I don't want to provide a fixed height over here, so it will automatically use a complete height with a widget name expanded, and now it's going to use a complete height of the screen. So this is how the expanded work, and expanded will simply rewrite this height, so it don't care what height you have passed over here. If you simply change it to 100, nothing work, because it simply overlap this height that you have passed in the container, and it simply tells that I will simply use as much height I have for this container widget by using expanded widget. Now if I will simply use a row over here, then the expanded widget will going to work vertically, sorry, horizontally, not vertically, horizontally, because a row simply help us to keep our widgets horizontally. I hope that it is much clear for you. Now here you can see that I have wrote this to container in a column widget. Now if I want that there should be a maximum space between this two container, I don't want that, I will simply use a size box. Now let me explain the size box first. Now if you want to simply provide a space between any widget, you simply use a size box, and through the size box you can simply pass the height like 30.0, 50.0. You can simply pass a space between the two widgets. But if you want that you want a maximum space between these two widgets, then here comes our second responsive widget, which is a spacer. So a spacer will simply give a maximum space between these two widgets, and as you can see that it simply give a maximum space, and this much space is being left after passing this to widget. Yeah, so this is a spacer. Now here comes our third responsive widget, which is a flexible widget. Now the flexible widget, as the word says, it simply provide a flexibility to your widget. So for example, if I will wrap up the container with a flexible widget, and I will simply tell the container to use as much space you want, like I will simply pass fit, and I will tell the flexibility to flex fit dot tight, and use as much space the screen has. So as you can see that after passing the height, the width of an container has been changed automatically, and it is trying to take how much space he can. Yeah, because we have passed some of the width over here. Now if I will simply pass 50 over here, then it will simply increase the width of an container. So it will simply rewrite this container with this flexible widget we have passed. Now if I will simply pass like wrap with widget flexible, and will write flexible fit flex fit dot tight, then I will show you what will happen. 1 2 3 go. So this you can see that now the property has been changed to 50-50, because as it's simply flexible widget tell the container to use as much space you have, and the flexible widget also tell this container to use as much space you have. So both the container decided to take let's a 50-50 thing, like 50-50 space, and here they have both have a 50-50 space. Now if I will change the flex fit to loose, then you will see that this container will now take very less space, because it has been changed from tight to loose. Now a loose property will simply tell the container to use a minimum space.
Yeah, so I think so you get to know a difference between a tight and the loose, how we can simply pass in a flexible widget. Now,
So this is it from this video, and we have covered all the basic widgets that we widely used to simply code our first Flutter app. Now you have a basic and advanced idea to how to use the widgets in the Flutter app. So now you can add some of the apps to your app bucket list, as we have already made 10 to 12 apps before on this channel. So I will paste a complete playlist link in the comment box, and you can add some of the apps to your app bucket list. And also do not forget to hit that like and subscribe button and show your support by hitting that subscribe button and be a part of this awesome Flutter family. Until then, keep coding, keep having fun. I will see you next time. Thanks for watching.